Good evening to everyone, including our incoming councillors and those of you watching tonight from home through our live stream. I'm Helen Sui, the Chief Executive Officer of Moonee Valley City Council. Before we begin this evening's swearing-in of our new councillors, I would like to invite Wurundjeri Woiwurrung Elder
Good evening, everybody. I honour my ancestors and my elders, and I pay homage to this sacred ground that we're on. I wish to acknowledge any elders of different nations, any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, First Nations peoples from across the waters. I acknowledge you all. I acknowledge all the councillors, and I pay my respects to your ancestors, elders and families. It's an honour and a privilege to be here to welcome you all to this special ceremony. It's part of her journey to now learn, because she's my smoking person and woman that will take over smokings for women, particularly when I can no with smokings. My health isn't too good and it's keeping me from bending over and doing a lot of things at the moment. It's wonderful to be able to come together as community outside, to be able to celebrate this journey. And just inside the council chambers we did a smoking ceremony to celebrate the new journey for the councillors, to celebrate our ceremony of smoking that is 60,000 years old, and to give blessing and to allow a safe journey, and for Bundral, our creator, to give them strength and resilience for the next 12 months. I'm also on the Indigenous Advisory Committee, and this is part of our Reconciliation Action Plan, that things like this, the ceremonies, happen. And I'm so pleased that we've had our first smoking ceremony in the chambers, and I want to congratulate the council for allowing that to happen. I hope that this evening goes well. I hope that we as a community of many cultures come together more often and share each other's culture, because it's very important that we journey together, we share our stories. Sharing our stories helps us to live in harmony. When we live in harmony, we eradicate racism and stigma, and we pave. They live in peace, and they can walk our streets without fear of any harm. So can I just say, may Bundral, our creator, surround you all and give you strength and resilience. On behalf of my elders, I say Womanjika, Wurundjeri Balat Yimin Gundibik, which means welcome to the traditional country of the Wurundjeri people. Nun Godjan. Thank you.
Thank you, Marita. Thank you, Auntie Daika. Welcome everyone to the ceremonial meeting to swear in our new councillors. On behalf of Moonee Valley City Council, I too would like to respectfully acknowledge is located, the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. And we pay respects to the spirits, ancestors, community members, and elders, past present, and emerging. We also extended the respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Tonight we're gathered in Queen's Park as part of a COVID-restricted and COVID-safe ceremony. Our meeting remains open to the public through the live stream on our Facebook page. And I extend a warm welcome to those who are watching. This evening we will swear in 9 councillors who have been elected by the Moody Valley community to serve for the next 4 years. This is a solemn and also exciting responsibility and a sign of the community's trust in these 9 individuals to act as the voice over the coming term. The role of the councillor is to participate in the decision-making of the council, represent the interests of the municipal community in that decision-making, and contribute to the strategic direction of the council through the development and review of key strategic documents of council, including the council plan. Tonight, we welcome 4 councillors re-elected from the previous term, a councillor returning after some time away, and 4 brand new councillors. Each will bring their own unique vision and contribution to the role as representatives of the City of Moody Valley. On behalf of council staff, we can't wait to work with you to deliver on council's long-term vision for the community of Moody Valley, which is a great place to live, work, and visit. Strengthened by a network of 20 minutes neighborhoods, a city that is fair, thriving, collected, green, and beautiful. Now I will call each councillor to the oath or affirmation of office. Section 30 of the Local Government Act 2020 states that a person is not capable of acting as a councillor until the person has taken the oath or affirmation of office. Therefore, I'm delighted to be able to invite you to receive the oath or affirmation of office and to witness the declaration. As I call your name by ward and order of election, please come up to take your oath or affirmation. You will then have opportunity to address the audience. Representing Barclay Ward, I call upon Cam Nation.
The affirmation, please.
Please repeat after me, Cam. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the office of a councillor
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
in the best interest of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the councillor's code of conduct
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities, and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Councillor Nation. I now invite you to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Helen. And I must admit, more exciting than having a new councillor unit is having a new council CEO, and in fact Moonee Valley's first ever female CEO. And I really look forward to working with you and your team and the other councillors to deliver the best possible outcomes for our city. I would also again like to recognise that we are on the land of the traditional owners and pay my respects to their spirits, elders and community members past, present and emerging. And again thank Auntie Di for both the welcome to country but also the smoking ceremony back at Chambers. This evening I'm extremely grateful and humbled to be sworn in as a councillor for Buckley Ward, my third term as a City of Moonee Valley councillor, but my first as a Buckley Ward councillor. It's a little bittersweet that I leave behind my old ward, particularly because my very first memories of this city were moving into Flemington when I was a 21-year-old. Over the past 8 years in Murnong Ward, I'm extremely proud of the achievements that outgoing councillors Marshall, Cusack and myself were able to achieve. This included significant investment in our community facilities at Fairburn and Debney's Park, an increase in community open space, better protection of our waterways, resident-led outcomes in regards to developments at the Moonee Valley Racecourse and Flemington Racecourse, and the underpinning of key council documents with the Moonee Valley 2040 theme fair. That said, having met Katrina and having known Rose and Jacob for a considerable amount of time, I'm certain that positive community outcomes will continue in the south of the city. I'm also extremely excited about what the new councillor unit will be able to achieve in Buckley Ward over the next 4 years. I moved to Essendon 3 years ago. I've run my business in the area for 16 years. So to now be able to shape the ward that I live in and that I work in is really exciting. Having spoken to many residents over a month-long election campaign, there are a few key outcomes that the residents of Buckley Ward are crying out for. They want their open space protected, and I know from day one that our job will be trying to find a resolution to preserve their open space. As we'll be getting some finality on the application of the city's residential zones and completing this work across all neighbourhoods in Buckley Ward to give residents a degree of comfort that practical community solutions can be delivered for the residents of Buckley Ward. I would also like, I'm confident that with the Buckley Ward team, we will be able to deliver on all our promises. I worked with Councillor Sharp for 8 years, or I have worked with her for 8 years, including a year as her deputy, and having spoken to I'm confident that we're going to work as a cohesive unit and deliver for Buckley Ward residents. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the outgoing Buckley Ward councillors, Rebecca Gauci-Marici and Richard Lawrence, on their work serving the city over the past 4 years. The community front and centre of everything she does. Thankfully, she's younger than me, and I'm sure she'll be back on council in another 4 years' time. And while my social views didn't necessarily align with Councillor Lawrence, you have to respect anyone who puts their hand up to run for council and who commits 4 years of their lives serving our city. I would also like to make a special note of Michael Gallis, who wasn't elected, but like Ava and Beck, I spent a lot of the campaign talking to. It was a very different campaign, and in part a lonely campaign with activities restricted, so it was really nice to have a genuine chat on the phone every few days to other candidates who shared a similar passion for this city. On that note, I also want to acknowledge Jess O'Neill, who was unsuccessful, but I know he's already thinking about bigger plans for 2024. I'm reassured that if anything should happen to me, which hopefully it doesn't, Jess might take my spot in account back, and I can't think of a better addition to serve as a representative of our community. Finally, I want to thank my partner Mickey, who's away at a funeral in the country, who continues to back me in everything I do. This has been a very tough year for all of us, particularly small business owners. We've had very few ups and many, many downs, and throwing an election campaign in the mix doesn't help. So I thank him for putting up with me this year, as I do my long-term housemate Casey and the rest of my family and friends. So hopefully now there's a bit of daylight at the end of the tunnel for us, for our city, and I'm very reassured that we have an excellent team of councillors and staff to move forward in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Nation. Representing Barclay Ward, I call upon Narelle Sharp. Thank you, Marita. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor
I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor
in the best interests of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct
I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Councillor Sharp. I now invite you to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Helen. I'm absolutely elated to be re-elected to Moonee Valley Council, and I thank everybody for their unwavering support. I love Moonee Valley. I love where I live and where I'm raising my family. I love my role as a councillor and representing the residents whilst being fully immersed within our community. I absolutely love it. Moonee Valley has such an amazing neighbourhood spirit. Whilst this year has certainly been like no other and very difficult for many within our community, Moonee Valley, as a team, we have gotten through and we will continue to get through. As a fourth-term councillor and three-time mayor, I'm excited about the next 4 years and look forward to what we are going to be able to achieve, whilst putting the ratepayers first. I'm truly humbled and honoured to be officially sworn in tonight. And again, thank you to you for your support, and especially to my family for their continued support. The girls always love coming to council things, so we've got another 4 years of it, girls. All the candidates and all the obviously new councillors-elect next after me. I won't go through names, but also acknowledge the retiring councillors and the councillors that weren't re-elected. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Sharp. Representing Barclay Ward, I call upon Eva Adams. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the
best interest of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the
standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act.
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
To the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor Adams. Now I invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Helen. Good evening, everyone. I am so honoured and excited to be elected councillor for Buckley Ward. I would like to thank my amazing family and friends for their incredible support, especially my husband Glenn and my 3 beautiful children Jack, Emma and Edward, my parents Nassif and Yola, and Glenn's parents Peter and Diane. I'd like to thank every single person in Buckley Ward that voted for me. I am so humbly grateful. Thank you for putting your faith and trust in me. I promise to work hard for Buckley Ward and Moonee Valley over the next 4 years. Congratulations to everyone elected. I look forward to working with you all. To my fellow Buckley Ward councillors, Cam Nation and Narelle Sharp, I'm excited to work closely with you both and having a productive council term. To Rebecca Gauci-Marucci and Richard Lawrence, thank you for all of your hard work over the last 4 years. I look forward to continuing your great work in Buckley Ward. My grandparents migrated to Moonee Ponds in the 50s to raise their young family and stayed in Moonee Valley, living in Essendon for the rest of their lives. This would be a proud moment for them. I have lived in Moonee Valley my whole life, and I am so proud and happy to raise my own children here. We have the most incredible people in our community that share the same passion and desire to celebrate and champion our wonderful spirit. I will be a councillor that listens to our community, is accessible, approachable and transparent, and I am so eager and driven to do great work. I love Moonee Valley and want to see it continue to thrive and grow to be the best area for us all to live in, work, and family in. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Adams. Representing Malone Ward, I call upon Jacob Bethill. Thank you. Sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
in the best interest of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the council code of conduct
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the council code of conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Councillor Fetio. Now I invite you to say a few words.
Thank you and good evening everybody. I'm deeply honoured and privileged to have been selected by the community of Murnong as their voice on council. Thank you to everyone who has put their faith in me, and I hope to do you all proud over this upcoming term. In particular, thank you to my friends and family for their unwavering support over this election period. I wouldn't be standing here today without your support. To my fellow councillors, I offer my sincere congratulations on your appointment, and I very much look forward to building a strong partnership with you all. Through my discussions with the community, it is clear that they expect and deserve an effective and efficient council body. I believe that this is best achieved when our councillors are supportive and consultative of one another. Undoubtedly, we will have differences of opinion from time to time, but I truly believe that you all only have the best interests of your community. This election has come at a difficult time for many within our municipality. As a small business owner myself, I understand just how difficult this year has been for our local traders and community as a whole. It's been less than ideal having councillor seats vacant over these critical months, but rest assured I'll be getting to work straight away, ensuring that the community receives the support that's required. I look forward to meeting with our community groups, sporting clubs and traders associations to ensure that their needs are factored into as we enter the recovery stage of this pandemic. Despite the turmoils of this year, I see a bright and prosperous future for Moonee Valley, and I look forward to being a fresh voice for my community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fetio. Representing Malone Ward, I call upon Rose Isa. Thank you, Marita. Please repeat that.
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
in the best interests of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
I will faithfully and
And thank you to people who've joined us here this evening. I'm deeply grateful for the support of Murnong Ward and for the trust that you've placed in me to represent you. I'm particularly thankful to the people who letterboxed walking the streets, who put up with my picture on their fence for several weeks, recommended me to their during this very strange COVID election. Enormous thanks to all of you. And particular thanks, of course, to Ramsey, MQ and Hugo. Like all politicians, I do intend to fulfil the commitments that I'll mention just 3 of these. The first is to listen to the science on climate change, to act to care for country, and indeed resuscitate our planet. Secondly, to work with my council colleagues and ensure that the local public administration responds to your needs as residents, listens to your concerns and acts so that the organisation does what you expect it to do, and so that you don't roll your eyes in frustration when the words local council are mentioned. Thirdly, that our organisation caters for our diversity, our cultural diversity, and with an expansive heart. Serendipitously, out of the hardships of COVID, there has emerged in Moonee Valley a powerful community desire to work across our cultural differences and to support each other. And if we work together, we can do the impossible. Derbiabi ambesa yasir. That is, when spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion. One thread of a spider's web may be weak, but when we spin together, our web is strong and we can overcome the beast. Congratulations to all elected councillors.
Karina Hodgson. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly
take the duties of the office of councillor
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
in the best interests of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
I will abide by the councillor code of conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the councillor code of conduct.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions.
vested in me under
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Thank you to my fellow councillors. I'm really humbled and honoured to be here today. It's very exciting. I want to first thank Auntie Di for her welcome and acknowledge respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also want to acknowledge their unbroken connection to this land, which was never ceded. This is a real honour. I wouldn't be here today without a team of people supporting me, in particular my family, my campaign manager and husband Kieran, my son and campaign mascot Joe, and my parents and parents-in-law, and all of the members of the community who have supported my campaign. I think I surprised my family and myself a bit when I decided to run for councillor. It was certainly, it took us all a bit by surprise, I think, but when I was reflecting on it, I think there are a number of people close to me and important in my life who I admire a lot, who I'm following, former Moonee Valley councillors, and I want to call out in particular former Murnong Ward councillors, Nicole Marshall and Jim Cusack, who encouraged and supported me and were incredibly generous in their support of me. And the Moonee Valley community for putting your faith in me, and I hope to faithfully represent you for the next 4 years. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Councillor Hodgson. Representing Rose Hill Ward, I call upon some. Thank you, Marita. Please repeat after me. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the office
of councillor
in the best interest of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct
I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially
Carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities, and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
vested in me under the Law Government Act 2020 and any other act,
and any other act
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Councillor Byrne. Now I invite you to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Helen. Before I begin, I would like to also respectfully acknowledge the land on which we're meeting, that of the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and I'd like to pay my respects and extend this respect to any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today, particularly Auntie Diane Kerr, who was here before, and Melissa Kerr. So I'll start by saying how grateful I am to be elected for a secondly and who has supported me over the past few years. During the campaign, I had some wonderful conversations with people, and I've heard the community loud and clear. People want accountability. They want our businesses supported. They want climate energy. They want an indoor netball or basketball stadium. And I look forward to being your voice on council. It will be a fascinating 4 years as we work together as a team towards our new COVID-safe normal. We'll have to be innovative, make hard decisions, and I can't wait for the challenge. I'd like to thank a few people. Firstly, my husband Phil, who has an amazing respect for me and the work that I do on council. He took a I value grassroots campaigning and representing the community. This is the start of another 4 years of wonderful juggling, and I'm glad to do it with you by my side. Also to my parents, who also put through many very much. You're always there, whether it is to come over first thing in the morning or a debrief during the day, or even now, as I can see, helping out with the kids. Thank you. To Lila and Rory, hello. My beautiful children. You'll have absolutely no understand why Mummy wanted to work so hard and not always be there to put you to bed every night. I really do hope that I'm setting a good example for you both. I'd also like to take this time to acknowledge outgoing councillors whom I've learnt from every single one. To Jim Cusack, who I sat next to in the chamber for many, many years, I learnt so much from you and thank you so much. Richard Lawrence, you're a huge voice, especially in the small business space. To Andrew Serace, 3-time mayor and always pushing for better public transport. And of course, Rebecca Gauchi-Marici, whom I doubt we've seen the last of, the governance and procedure that you put in front of her. And of course to Nicole Marshall, who retired, your passionate debate in the chamber will be forever missed. Thank you to these people for many years representing our community and to your contribution to Moonee Valley, which will no doubt continue in the future. Other candidates, we had 14 in the Rosehill ward for 3 positions, and I met some fabulous community people who I learnt a lot from. I will specifically mention Alex Paparakis and Louisa Mascara, who are strong independents running in their first election. I see these two are great things going forward. With elections, there are often changes and we bring on new beginnings. To the 5 new councillors, Ava, Jacob, Pierce, Rose and Katrina, congratulations. Get ready. It's such an exciting time. I can't wait to hear your fresh and innovative ideas. To Cam, Narelle and John, we have another 4 years together and we know each other's strengths, and I look forward to working with you also. Here by luck, none of us here are lucky to be here. We're here because the community elected us. in a democratic process which over the past few weeks have shown the Australian system definitely holds up compared to other countries. We'll work best together when we work together as a team. For sure, it will always be challenging each other and encouraging each other and having robust debate while always having the community at the front of our minds. So it is a new councillor team, a relatively new CEO, wonderful staff members, and a fresh beginning. Expectation will be high, but I can't think of a better group of people that will drive this city forward. Helen, councillors, let's get our skates on.
Thank you, Councillor Byrne. Representing Rose Hill Ward, I call upon John Sappert. Please repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God
I swear by Almighty God
that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
that I will undertake the duties of the office of a councillor
in the best.
of the municipal community.
I will abide by the council code of conduct
I will abide by the council code of conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the council code of conduct.
and uphold, sorry, put my glasses on. And of the code set out in the council code of conduct.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers and authorities and discretions
and any other act
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Councillor Sappert. Now I invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Helen. I too would also like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and pay my respects to their elders past and present, and to live over the next 4 years and hopefully set some great goals for future councils as well. We have been entrusted with the stewardship of this council, and this will be a great achievement for us all over the next 4 years. I'd also like to thank my wife, who's been a council widow for the last 15 years, who have gone through high school and with a dad who's been away every Tuesday night. It's a wonderful life. It's great to do this as well. And to the staff, to Helen, I think we're going to have a great team here. We're going to do some very, very great achievements. And like my colleague in the Rose Hill Ward said, we're going to have a nice basketball stadium very, very shortly. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Sappert. Representing Rose Hill Ward, I call upon P.S. Tyson. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that
I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor
I will undertake the duties
of the municipal community.
in the best interests of the municipal community.
I will abide by the council code of conduct
I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the council code of conduct.
and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor. I will faithfully and impartially
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities, and discretions
carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor Tyson. Now I invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Helen. I'd just also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting. Thanks to Auntie Di and Melissa for the smoking ceremony at the start. Many screaming children in the background of Zooms and phone calls, and also the countless people and my friends who have lost their jobs throughout this. I'd also like to congratulate my fellow councillors and also acknowledge Andrea Serace, who was unsuccessfully served for the best part of a quarter of a century, and best wishes for her in retirement. I'd also like to thank my Baz and Simon and my campaign team, who have put up with me for several months in my most stressed and annoying moods. I'd also like to thank my housemates. I thank all who are here, my partner and my adopted family. And thank you for putting up with me, and I'm sure there'll be a lot to put up with over the next 4 years. To finish off, thanks again to locals. I'm looking forward to chatting, sitting down as we get back out in person and getting on with the job for the next 4 years. Thanks.
Thank you. Swearing in of our new councillors. Councillors, on behalf of the community and council staff, I congratulate you on this great success and look forward to working closely with you over your services, infrastructure, program, and governance on behalf of the Moonee Valley community. That concludes tonight's official business. Councillors are now invite you to stay for group photographs and to enjoy individual catering supplied by local business with your loved ones over a COVID-safe picnic. Council will meet next Tuesday at 6:30 at a ceremonial meeting to elect the mayor and deputy mayor. And this meeting will also be available to watch through live stream. I also want to thank our wonderful staff that make today's beautiful